Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into San Antonio, Texas for the Leslie Robinson Thanksgiving Classic. I'm Luke Terry on Tiger Network, and I'm excited to share this afternoon's action with you. I hope you have your Thanksgiving leftovers and are ready for some high-quality Division III basketball. Starting things off for our slate of games today, a doubleheader. We'll get going now between Hardin-Simmons and Colorado College. Each team comes in with a couple of matches already played on the season. Hardin-Simmons comes in 2-1, Colorado College 2-2. Pretty popular matchup in early season Division III hoops between the ASC Conference and the SCAC. Two Region 10 teams that'll battle it out here in San Antonio for some preseason rankings before they get going in their conference schedules. You see Colorado College coming out of their huddle. It'll be Boykin, Ruig, Russo, Crawford, and McFarland going for the Tigers as their starters. And on the other side for the Hardin-Simmons Cowboys, it will be McGee, Livingston, Brewer, Bartosik, and Bryant rounding things out. The freshman forward has gotten a couple of starts already early on in this season. But for both teams, we'll highlight their stars. It's going to be Bartosik for the Hardin-Simmons Cowboys, who started every game last year for this team out of Abilene. He's off to a great start in the early part of this season, averaging almost 23 points a game. The other side for the Colorado College Tigers, it's mostly been Boykin and Ruig, two returners for what was a solid team in the SCAC last year. Each of them averaging about 14 points, but I think for this Tigers squad, they're really waiting for Boykin to get going. It's been a rough start from the field for him in this 23-24 campaign, but it'll look to right the ship today as we're underway here, and Hardin-Simmons will control the tip. It's Brewer who catches out front. A lot of action on the outside, and Bartosik loses that ball underneath the rim. We'll see what the referee calls. It'll be a travel as he mishandled that one, but some good early action, a nice backdoor cut from the senior. Had him in a wide open position for that layup, but a good job defensively. The pressure closing quickly from Colorado College as they come back the other way. Russo will do the duties of bringing the ball down the court. He's pressured mightily on the outside, but he gets that one away and cuts across the lane. Coming back the other way, it was another attempt on a backdoor cut. Ruig throwing that one, but it ultimately ending up out of bounds on the baseline. So a couple of early turnovers as we get started here in San Antonio. Again, we mentioned each of these teams has seen some action on the early season. Hardin-Simmons has been really impressive as Brewer finds himself wide open, but rejected that time by number 22, Crawford from Colorado College, and that one will go out of bounds off the Cowboys. So great defensive pressure early on from Colorado College, who comes in, as I mentioned already, at, I believe, 2-1 on the early part of this season. Some action down low, rejected. Nice recovery from Brewer right there, swatting that one off the glass. Bartosik trying to get going quickly down the other direction, but the Colorado College Tigers running back in transition. Brewer on the block, banging down low, trying to get into the lane. Another travel called against Hardin-Simmons, so very stout defense early on from this Colorado College side. Couple of times down, it's been Crawford who's matched up on the block, but he hasn't shied away. Each of these teams only with one shot attempt, already a minute gone down here in the first quarter. It's Boykin finding his man in the corner. They'll go down to the block. But a nice dig down, that time Livingston with a nice defensive effort. He takes that ball away. Colorado College almost gets it right back in transition, but off the bounce, easing up a little bit and leaving that one short is McGee. He had a nice lane, but kind of just decided to ease up a little bit instead of attacking the rim hard right there. Brewer will check his man baseline. Colorado College loses the dribble, and Boykin catches that one driving right and throws that one away out of bounds. I mentioned already he struggled a little bit to start this year, but he played a lot last year as a true freshman for this Colorado school. I think it's just a matter of time before he settles in and rights the ship. But it's been an awfully rough shooting start to the season for the guy that's attempted the most shots for this Colorado College team so far. I mentioned that Ruig and him tied at about 14 points a game, the team leaders for this Colorado side. Ruig doing it on much better efficiency so far in the year. It's Livingston out front. He finds a teammate who's had the hot hand. He steps back and drains the mid-range jumper. That's Bartosik again, making it look really easy out there. He returns after starting every game last year. He averaged about 15.5, shot 55% from the field, and a whopping 49% from three last year. So he's a guy that you're certainly happy to have back if you're supporting this purple and yellow squad. Again, almost 23 points a game through just 3 games played. He's played 113 out of a possible 120 minutes. So he's certainly going to see a lot of action today. See, digs away on that one. That's a nice deflection. That creates a steal as Hardin-Simmons ahead 2-0 comes back with possession of the basketball here. Livingston going to dish that one off to Brewer outside the three-point line. He looks for the handoff. McGee has it. A nice crossover to get into the lane. He kicks to Livingston. The pump fake has the defender fly by, and it's good from the perimeter. Livingston with a nice shot on the outside. The pump fake had the defender fly by, and then he gathered himself and absolutely drained it. Back the other way. Nice defensive pressure on Russo on the outside. Colorado College still looking for their first points of the afternoon. Again, Boykin going one-on-one on the perimeter. He finds his teammate Russo with a nice strong take, but that one's also blocked. That was number 22, Crawford, who came over and helped defense. I think he got that one with his forearm. So nice defensive start to this game from this Hardin-Simmons team. A couple of trips down the court for Colorado College. They've only mustered 2 shots so far, and they haven't gotten on to the scoreboard. Over 3 minutes played here. Hardin-Simmons 5, Colorado College 0. Livingston bringing this one down, being pressured by some new faces into the game for Colorado College. That's number 30 in the bright red shoes. It's hard to miss him. Gavin Carter, the freshman, coming to Colorado College all the way from Massachusetts. But he's going to get called for the foul on the outside, trying to bring a little bit more intensity. But instead it'll be Bartosik who inbounds the ball from the sideline. Livingston coming open, struggling to get the ball inbounded, but Brewer flashes. He has it right around the center court line. He finds Bartosik, who again steps into that mid-range shot. It's also good. Bartosik with a strong start here in San Antonio, showing that he's very capable from that mid-range. Just opens up really every aspect of the floor for a guy like that. Mentioned his three-point mark from a year ago. That campaign incredibly impressive from the outside. I'm sure, considering his stature at 6'4", he's going to have no problem getting to the rim as well. So he's a name to watch this year as Filio flips that one up and in over his right shoulder. Has Colorado on the board, but still trailing here in the early going in San Antonio, 7-2. But nice pressure back the other way. Ruig being taken off the dribble by McGee, who dishes that one inside to Brewer. He's about 15 feet out, but he's going to back down. Slightly smaller defender. That was Filio again on the outside. 2 hands on the back of Brewer offensively. So that's going to draw a foul call. I think with that, we'll get a timeout on the floor here in San Antonio, the first media timeout of the afternoon. You see Hardin-Simmons, a good start to the afternoon. 75% of their shots have fallen. They hit that 1-3, only 2 attempts so far. Pretty clean basketball. Colorado College, sloppy the first couple of times down the court. They've cleaned that up just a little bit, and with this break, we'll get a little bit of an opportunity to take you through what each of these teams has done in the early part of their season. Colorado College 2-2. They've played 5 games, actually, an exhibition match against Northern Colorado, a higher division. Lost that one 87-58. Then they followed it up with games against Nebraska Wesleyan, Rhodes College, George Fox, and then Pacific University. 2-2 in those matches. A couple of close losses, just an 8-point game that they dropped in their home opener to Nebraska Wesleyan. A 4-point loss to George Fox, but they took down Rhodes College by 1 and Pacific University by 2 points. On the other side of the court is a Hardin-Simmons team who 2-1 has played some really high-quality competition to this point in the year. I think you have to circle their last game against St. Thomas, who's been ranked in the Division III polls kind of off and on over the course of the last several years. They just dropped that game by 2 points. When you look at the box score, they turned the ball over 17 times. They only had 3 steals. They only got 3 offensive rebounds. A 2-point loss in which St. Thomas, the Celts, another SCAC team, took 19 more shots. So to be in that one at the end of it, considering St. Thomas's pedigree in the division the last couple of years, I think you have to be happy with that result. They started off with a nice win over Texas Lutheran, followed it with a win over Schreiner, and now they get back underway here in San Antonio as we're underway. Colorado College retrieving that loose ball after it was saved from going out of bounds. Nice pressure outside the arc, about 8 feet, I would say, outside that 3-point line. Boykin catching. He's had the ball in his hands a lot in the early going, but hasn't been too aggressive trying to get to the rim. Losing the dribble again. That time, Filio trying to get in good position for a reverse layup, but the referee on the far side of the court is going to call him for that little hook. Wrapped his arm around the defender, trying to gain the advantage in positioning. That's not allowed, so it's going to be another turnover for Colorado College. He's going to check out of the game. I think that's his second foul already in the early going. So replacing him now, I believe that was number 1 that found his way out onto the court. Hardin-Simmons comes down the other way. Knopfzinger in for the Tigers. Another backdoor cut. Bartosik kicks that one to McGee on the opposite wing, and that's good as well. A hot start from the outside for the Cowboys, and everything right now looks to be running through Bartosik. Colorado College trying to settle in, but there's just been no easy going. Having to work really hard on the perimeter. That's the new face into the game. Knopfzinger off the glass as he was moving to his right, took the contact, absorbed it, and finished with some soft touch. Exactly what Colorado College needed to calm the nerves. They had a little players meeting right around the free throw line as they gather themselves, try and settle into this one. It's 10-4 with a free throw pending on the 3-point play opportunity. And the extra chance is good from the charity strike. Hardin-Simmons will come down the other way. In the game now for the Cowboys, Roberts playing kind of in that same position that Brewer was previously. Williams catches the ball here, also a fresh face. That one a little too strong off the backboard, but a good fight for the rebound down low. Williams pressuring these Tigers, and they knocked it out of bounds, so Purple will retain possession right here. See what they have off the baseline inbounds. They go over the top to Roberts. Catches Bartosik again from that mid-range. Automatic early on. He hasn't missed a shot yet. A good inbounds play that got him the ball in really good positioning. Got him the ball really easily. I think the Tigers are going to have to start denying, making it difficult for him to catch the ball in the first place. As again, back down the other direction, some banging down low. It's Knopfzinger who is trying to find an opening. This time kicked across the court, and that one is drained. Number 4 into the game. Edgar Romero knocks that one down for the Tigers. That's a good sign of life from the outside. Important to keep the defense honest by being able to stretch the court and create that spacing with a 3-point opportunity. A nice drive and the dish for an open layup The attempt was a little bit too strong. Second chance opportunity for Hardin-Simmons, but finally the board is cleared by Colorado College, who comes down the other way. I believe it's an entire new 5 into the game for what is the home team here in San Antonio in those white and black uniforms. A hard take to the rim. You see, again, calling his name a lot early on here as Knopfsinger went to the basket. He lowered his shoulder through the defender, but the referees called it a blocking foul, not in legal guarding position right there. We'll see the replay, trying to move his feet. Maybe embellishing the call right there was the defender. Roberts trying to do his best to draw that call, but to no avail. He'll check out of the game here. Number 13 in now for Hardin-Simmons. That's Asher Fleming, freshman out of Lubbock, Texas, Lubbock Christian High School, 6'6" forward. Brewer also back on the court. Pressure just too much that time for Colorado College. That one's thrown out of bounds, and Hardin-Simmons will come back with an 8-12 advantage. Jumped out to an early lead here in San Antonio, but Colorado College is doing a nice job of settling in over the course of the last several minutes. Ben Livingston handling the ball the majority of this first quarter. Nice pressure defense well outside the arc by Romero. Forced him to give it up. Romero strips the offensive player right there, calling the referee, saying that one got knocked off of the Cowboy leg. But instead, Hardin-Simmons going to retain possession. We'll have a timeout on the floor here in San Antonio. You see the statistics on your screen. We'll give you a chance to look over those briefly, and we'll take a break and be right back on Tiger Network. Don't go anywhere. We welcome you back here in San Antonio. Livingston baseline set to inbounds this one for Hardin-Simmons. Gets it to Bartosik and then clears out very quickly, rises up over the top again. That one a little strong off the back iron, but Hardin-Simmons there for the offensive rebound. It was Fleming grabbing that one right after checking into the game, but the referee blew his whistle quickly, said he moved and shuffled those feet, so to travel. Colorado College regains possession here. Romero out front, a nice behind-the-back move, finds his teammate under the basket, bangs against Bartosik, and then rises up. That one's good for Crawford's first bucket of the day. Starter checks back into the action. He was good defensively in his first couple of minutes out on the court. And now he has Colorado College within 2. He's checking Brewer on the outside, about 4 or 5 feet outside the three-point line. There's a little bit of a flyby as Colorado College went for the steal right there. Ruig trying to come away with it, left Hardin-Simmons wide open from the outside. Romero with a nice take down the lane, a little bit too strong off the rim. Opportunity for the putback came from McFarland. That one was also off as Livingston rises up in transition, and he drains it in rhythm from the top of the key. Claps his hands. A ton of energy out of Livingston so far on both ends of the court. He's handled all of the pressure in the ball handling duties, and he's provided a fair share on the outside as he steps under the shooter on that one. No call for invading the landing space. Hardin-Simmons might have gotten away with one right there as Bartosik again leaning away. Misses it off the front of the rim. Fleming there cleaning up the offensive board. Bartosik with 2 straight misses, but awfully difficult shots the last couple of times down the court. Colorado College raising the intensity and the pressure when he catches the ball. Fleming with a nice deflection. McFarland taking that one to the rim. Left it short. Had it in his right hand on the right side of the rim. Closest to the defender, that was Williams there, but they're going to call Williams with some contact on the body. So instead, McFarland headed to the line. He'll have 2 shots right here after a quick run of 5 points. Has Hardin-Simmons ahead by 7. It's 17-10 here. Almost 10 minutes gone in San Antonio. McFarland's first attempt from the line, a little bit strong off the back iron. Bartosik, rare sight, getting a little bit of a breather here in San Antonio. Mentioned already, he's played 113 out of 120 possible minutes, averaging about 37 minutes per game in the early going part of this season. Things getting settled, taking a little bit of time here, but McFarland has the ball for his second attempt. See if he can make an adjustment at the line. He does. He knocks it down. 1 for 2. Start the afternoon at the charity strike for McFarland. He has his team back within 6. Russo pressuring Livingston, starting around the half-court line, forcing the Cowboy to give it up. McFarland playing really hard right there, and it's going to be fruitful in the impact. That was a travel. Another one against this Hardin-Simmons team. Bryant catching that one, trying to stop himself in his momentum, but he dragged that pivot foot. Colorado College will come down the other way. Russo being pressured by Livingston out front. Boykin checking back in. He is yet to attempt a shot. A nice crossover, gets into the paint, a good kick. That one just left short by Ruig, who cuts and has that one go right off his fingertip. It was a nice pass, a nice cut by Ruig right there. But another turnover. Just 17-11 here. About 10.5 minutes gone in the first half. Things slowing over the course of the last few minutes. McGee dishes to Brewer, takes the handoff back, uses a little bit of a screen. Now Brewer left all alone. He'll square up from the free throw line. That one's strong. And Crawford pulling down the rebound. Hardin-Simmons, Colorado College getting back the other way. Hardin-Simmons was right there as well. Bryant picking that pass off. Brewer going back down, trying to get to work. Crawford rebounding that one after Brewer left it short. A little bit off balance, trying to catch himself. I think he pulled that pivot foot, and unfortunately for the Tigers, referees were there, called it a travel. There's really no pressure on the ball, just an unfortunate outcome for this Colorado College side as they trail to start this game off. McGee with a nice step through right there. Had an open shot because of it. He just left it a little bit short as he failed to elevate off the ground. Russo trying to find the cutter. It's Price who's checked into this one for the second time. A couple players out there this afternoon with some bright shoes. If you see those blue teal ones, you know it's going to be Price who's in the paint, steps up. There's Bartosik, who I missed him coming back into the game. He was on the bench for just a split second. I was wondering that last time down where the offense would come from the Cowboys, but didn't have to wonder for too long as Bartosik quickly got back into the paint, drew the contact. That'll send him to the free throw line for his first attempts from the charity strike. Knocks the first one down with ease. Pending the second here. Solid start all over the court for Hardin-Simmons. 7 of 16, 3 of 5 from downtown. Now Bartozik's knocked down his couple of free throws. The marks for Colorado College not as good to start this afternoon, just 33%. Price trying to change that, got into good position, but it was because he shuffled his feet, got his defender up off the ground with that pump fake, but then moved a little bit too much after the fact. So the turnover is now starting to mount up for Colorado College, specifically already 8 here in the first half. They're 0 of 5 on their last field goal attempts on top of that. Hardin-Simmons trying to put a little bit of separation, grow this lead that's currently at 8. Boykin going for the steal, but it's going to leave Bartozik open for a wide open 3. He leaves it short from the top of the key. Don't want to gamble when you're playing defense on that guy. More often than not, I think he's going to make you pay, as Boykin with a nice take just got buried. Good job from the defense right there, using the body to check him towards the baseline, but to no avail. Colorado College keeps it moving on that possession. Price with a nice 10 to 12 footer right in the paint. Didn't have any defenders around him. He took his time there and put it home. He was on the outside, got it to Bartozik, who swung it across. That was number 13, Fleming, who got it down inside, tried to use the pump fake, but good defense, and very quickly the other way. Price making an impact on this one. He lost his shoe in the process. He'll catch that from his teammate. But a quick 4 points from Price on consecutive makes in the painted area. He's going to garner a timeout here in San Antonio. What was just an 8-point lead has been trimmed to 4. Colorado College doing a nice job. Just those 2 made shots have kind of turned things around for them. Field goal percentage still early on, now ballooning to over 40%. Much more comfortable position, but they're only 1 of 5 from downtown so far. It was Edgar Romero who made his only attempt from beyond the arc. You see the rest of the numbers on your screen. Hardin-Simmons struggling the last couple of times down the court, largely because of the pressure that's been applied to Bartozik. He started 3 for 3. He's missed his last 3 shots, but in that span, he did get a trip to the free throw line. He knocked down both of those. He has 8 points to lead the way for Hardin-Simmons. Livingston, who's been impressive on both ends, has taken 2 threes. He's knocked down both of those. He's been good for 6. The other way, it's been a little bit more of a balanced effort for Colorado College so far. Price, of course, with the last 4. Romero with 3. A couple other Tigers have found their way into the box score, but no one with more than that 4-point mark that Price has currently. And, of course, important to mention Boykin and Roeg yet to get going in the scoring column. Boykin yet to even attempt a shot here in the early going. Roeg, an unfortunate 0 for 4 to start his day. He's missed 3 attempts from the outside, but Boykin soaring in for that nice rebound. He'll bring it back down the other way himself. He's got a tough matchup trying to score the ball offensively. Bartozik, I've talked about him a ton on the offensive end of the court, but he's a big 6'4" forward who's switching on to Price and holding his own, forcing a miss right there, and he comes back down with the rebound. Good pressure right there. Number 30 for Colorado College, Gavin Carter, in transition, just putting himself in nice positioning. It was Jordan Arnett who was catching the ball in transition, but Carter's presence forced him to pick the ball up. And right there, after the nice defensive play by Carter, he makes a little bit of a mental mistake, trying to create some separation between himself and Livingston, who was applying the full court pressure. He extended that off arm. So after forcing a turnover himself, he commits one, and Hardin-Simmons will have the ball after another nice play from Livingston. He'll get the ball inbounded here, trying to set a screen for Bartozik. That'll go away. He catches, dishes to his teammate. That one deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Hardin-Simmons. 24 seconds on the shot clock. Still plenty of time to work with here. 6:18 left in the first half, but important to note, the B just went up on the scoreboard, so Hardin-Simmons will be in the bonus the rest of this first half. Colorado College going to have to play clean basketball, already trailing here by 4. Don't want to send Hardin-Simmons to the free throw line needlessly. It's Price trying to check down low. He'll get called for the foul. Was trying to strip the Cowboy there. That time it was number 22, Bryant, who was turning, trying to get that one up for a little hook shot, but had his arm grabbed in the process. Bryant's first attempts from the free throw line. That one off the front rim, the backboard, and in. He'll have one more here. That one good, rattles in. Inbounding it for Colorado College right now, number 45, Kevin Dittman, who's into the game. He's playing at the top of the key as Russo brings that one up. He'll catch the ball, pressured heavily by Bartosik. He'll hand to Boykin, who rises up from that free throw line. Left it short, but kind of perfectly positioned for his teammate. Price catches that one, lays it in with the foul. He'll go to the free throw line with the opportunity to tack on one more. Boykin leaving that one well short, the air ball, but it seemed like he caught that one a little bit awkwardly, had a little bit of trouble getting it out of his hand as he was rising up from 15 feet. Price extends the ball, puts that one up strong off the back iron. Bartosik comes down with another board. He gives off to Livingston, who gives off to McGee. Bartosik catching well outside, pressured pretty heavily. Even that far from the basket. It was a nice job by Dittman. And it led to Bartosik moving a little bit too quickly, throwing that one out of bounds to the Colorado College coaching staff. Dittman choosing to pick that one up, gets knocked away from him briefly. Boykin wanted that ball, but instead it goes inside to Price with a nice left-handed layup that just rolls off the rim. So a nice strong take, very decisive from Price right there. Caught that one from about 13 or 14 feet out. Took one dribble and exploded to the rim. See who that one went against. I believe there was a guard coming over trying to help, but instead it's going to be on the big man Bryant, who is right on Price's hip. Price struggling from the free throw line in his first 2 attempts, but he knocks down the third. Brings Colorado College back within 3 as we approach 5 minutes here in the first half. Bartosik catching, giving back to Livingston, crossing over, getting the switch to Dittman, but he gives back. Dittman doing a nice job recovering to Bartosik, who wanted to take advantage of the mismatch. It didn't matter, though. Stomping the ground after a nice, strong take, finishing that one with his left hand. He'll also go to the charity stripe with a chance to add an extra. Some changes here for Hardin-Simmons. Back on the court, number 15, Tyler Williams, freshman, also out of Lubbock, Texas, also 6'6" forward. Some really nice size out of this Hardin-Simmons squad. Bartosik standing in there at 6'4". Brewer, 6'10" senior out of Stamford, Texas. Williams out there at 6'6". Bartosik rides Boykin, who forced that one just a little bit. The tip from Dittman was strong. Maybe call it an assist. Price putting himself again in really solid position. Lays that one up off the glass. Second chance points for Colorado College right there. Keeping him in this one as Boykin takes that one away. Separates from Brewer. Brewer extends, tries to get there, but Boykin protected well. He lays that one in transition, cuts the lead to 1, his first points of the afternoon. Have to see if that can get him going. Livingston with nice penetration, forced Price to step up. Williams, I don't think, was expecting that one to come, however. Took himself out of position, off balance right there. When he caught it, it resulted in the travel. So Hardin-Simmons now up to 9 turnovers, each team at 9 turnovers here in the first half with still over 4 minutes left. Brewer now playing the top of what looks to be a Hardin-Simmons zone, get his length out there. Roeg squares away. That one's true from the left side beyond the arc. That's his first three-pointer. Has to feel good, and it gets Colorado College in the lead here. 2-point advantage. Hardin-Simmons went to that zone as Bartosik squares up, and he's true again. Those free throws certainly got him going in rhythm. So did that and one. Hardin-Simmons went to that zone, I think trying to force some more outside shots from Colorado College, considering the fact that they weren't falling. But Roeg recognizing it. Back down the other way. That one's also good. It's raining here inside Calguard for these Colorado College Tigers. Romero 2 for 2 from the outside, and Colorado College extending their lead, biggest of the afternoon. It's a 3-point margin. Good hesitation from Livingston right there to create the separation, but Dittman coming over with a nice pressure forces the miss. Romero finding his teammate underneath the basket, going up strong, but leaving it just a little bit too short. It's number 1. Asher Knopfsinger. He'll head back to the free throw line after we take another break here in San Antonio. 3:09 left in the first half. 28-25. Colorado College has the advantage. After Hardin-Simmons jumped out to an early lead, things have really slowed for him. You can see those percentages. Colorado College really winning that rebound battle at this point in the game. 6 offensive rebounds to just 3 for that Hardin-Simmons side, and I think that's been pretty successful for the Tigers. Price specifically has benefited from a couple of second chance opportunities. I'm sure each of these teams, each of these coaching staffs will want to clean up that number at the bottom of your screen. 9 turnovers on each of these squads. Mentioned earlier on the impact that had on Hardin-Simmons their last time out against St. Thomas. 17 turnovers, only came away with 3 steals. And it ended up being a game where St. Thomas had 19 more attempts from the field. They only won that one by 2. So you see the numbers in the box score, and you can see directly how they translate to the game. Hardin-Simmons had an opportunity in that one. It was a little bit over a week ago. It's their first action since then. Certainly want to right the ship. Bartosik doing everything he can in the early going. 12 points on 5 of 9 shooting. He's knocked down a couple of free throws. As that first one is good to extend the Colorado College lead. Knopfsinger will have another right here. Checking into the game at the moment for Hardin-Simmons is Fleming. He'll take his freshman counterpart, Williams, out of this contest. There's another Colorado College rebound. That one a strong take again by Knopfsinger. He'll get fouled again and head back to the free throw line. So he knocks down the first, misses the second, gathers a rebound. Chance for a little bit of an unconventional 3-point play here. Now Colorado College is in the bonus as Knopfsinger knocks down the first one. McFarland going to come back into the game for Kevin Dittman. Didn't make all that much of an impact on the box score, but he played really solid defense. Second one also good. So the unconventional 3-point play is good here in San Antonio. It has Colorado College all of a sudden up by 6.
And Hardin-Simmons trying to get back into a rhythm offensively. Livingston has knocked down a couple of shots from the outside, but the bulk of the attempts have come from Bartosik. McGee with the ball in that far wing. Swinging across, Bartosik now catching Crawford on him. McGee with the catch, attacks really quickly, a nice up and under. That one rolls off the iron. Brewer's shot also no good. Bartosik with another one that's denied vehemently. That one stripped away, and it had Colorado College on a run out, but they'll wisely back this one out. McFarland looking under the basket, but that one, an attempt from the outside. The inexperience of Fleming showing as he fouls Romero on the closeout. Have to get a replay of it right here. Looked like Romero might have kicked his legs out just a tad as Fleming was trying to run by to his right side. Not a lot of contact there, to be entirely honest. Fleming's hand went to that left hip. You know what they say, ball don't lie, as Romero leaves that first one short. He'll have 2 more attempts. It's the 3rd attempt from Romero. Missed that first miss from him. He makes sure to get at least a point at the line there. Livingston coming down, bringing it up, being pressured by Roeg outside. As Bartosik with a long stride, a Euro step, gets the defender off the ground. Help tried to arrive, but it was too late. Another and one opportunity here. Just over 2 minutes left here in San Antonio. I believe that ends a little bit of a scoring drought for the Cowboys. It's been all Bartosik here for Hardin-Simmons. With that last free throw, he has 15, well over half his team's points. But back down the other direction, a foul will go against Boykin. Again, Colorado College in the bonus. He'll head to the free throw line. It'll just be the 1-and-1. We'll have to knock down this front end to get a second. He takes his time. The first attempt is up, and it's long. Hardin-Simmons coming down with that rebound. There's going to be another foul called here. That means more free throws. That one going against Nofzinger. Something you always want to avoid is fouling underneath the opponent's basket, or underneath your own basket, I should say, so far from what you're trying to defend. So now at the free throw line, Howell, having his name called for the first time this afternoon, doesn't have any attempts from any area of the floor, trying to knock down some free throws, and the first one is good. So 3-point game here in San Antonio. Very tightly contested match so far. As Dittman's going to check back into the game, McFarland comes out. Sacrificing quite a bit of size with that switch. McFarland at 6'9", Dittman standing it at 6'5", but again, he did a really nice job outside the three-point line, specifically in checking Will Bartosik. But he's still found a way to get his own, Bartosik that is. As Dittman catches that one, just being a connector, finds Crawford on the far wing, but he leaves it short. Boykin trying to save it. The referee is going to say he stepped on that inline. Hardin-Simmons going to come back the other way. Crawford stepped into that one with some confidence, but left it well short from that right wing. So the deficit for Hardin-Simmons will remain at 2 because of that. Livingston with some nice acceleration, kicks to McGee on that far corner. His shot rims in and out, comes off the backboard. Crawford secures it. Brewer was trying to tie him up. We'll have another situation, though, as the referees call a foul about a full 80 feet from the basket. So Crawford going to head to the free throw line. Have to see, wait for this referee's indication. Not quite sure if Colorado College has entered the double bonus. Looks like they have. He'll shoot two, not the 1-and-1 any longer here in the first half. Crawford readying the free throw, that one up. It's long and bounces off the rim a couple of times. Filio checks back into the game for the Tigers. Just a minute 22 left to go in the first half. He picked up a couple of early fouls, so he's been a large non-factor here as Crawford is good on the second one. McGee brings it down. He's being checked by Rueg. Bartosik catches, guarded by Dittman. He picked up his dribble, hounded outside. Livingston catching that one, poked away, and Rueg coming back in transition. Didn't have the advantage, but he didn't care. A nice job sweeping to the other side of the rim, protecting the ball in transition, and he lays that one in for two. Russo checking Livingston. Crawford far outside. That ball down into Brewer, and Filio checking in with just a minute 22, needing to avoid a third foul as this one dwindles towards halftime, but he can't do it. He picks up his third of the afternoon. And it sends Brewer to the free throw line for two. Leaves the first one short. Colorado College is going to stick with Filio out there despite those three fouls. Never mind. Price will come into the game. A little bit of an announcer's jinx right there, but probably the smart move. Price clearly has had an impact on this one as Brewer's second attempt is up and good. Nice adjustment there from the 6'10 senior. He'll check out of the game in the waning moments of the first half. Just under 47 seconds left as Romero catches this one. Livingston providing some full court pressure. Romero has no problem with it, brings it across the timeline with plenty of time, hangs in the air and finishes. What a take from Romero right there. Colorado College going to follow it up with a timeout quickly. So 32.9 here remaining in the first half. Colorado College now ahead 37-31. Really all of these figures kind of moving back and forth, some jostling. The one constant this half is as things have gone along, that field goal percentage has steadily ticked up for Colorado. Shooting 50% from the field to this point, 13 of 26. Also improved that three-point percentage pretty well. 3 of 8 on attempts from outside the arc. And they've got to the free throw line, but they've honestly left some points there. Just 8 of 16 here in the first half. 8 misses in a game that they already leave by 6 points. That'll be something to keep an eye on as we continue and get deep into the second half. Things are as close as they have been. Certainly don't want to leave the door open as music will fade here and Livingston will pick that one up as it dribbled on the ground. Brewer set the screen. He rolled, but there was no lane for that pass. He catches on the block now as things clear out for him. Double from Crawford. He clears to McGee. Still 13 seconds, 12 now on the shot clock. Now to Bartosik, who has plenty of time. He'll get a screen from Brewer. He denies it. A nice attempt, created a ton of space. That one saved, and just before the shot clock expired, a little bit of chaos as this one comes down the stretch. I think it's going to go straight to halftime, barring any discussion from the referees right here. Just a great effort play. That was number 14 for Hardin-Simmons, Travion Howell, who jumped, got just enough to save that one across the end line. Brewer, conscious of his teammates' effort, got there quickly to catch that one. And from my vantage point, he got it up off the window with plenty of time to spare before that red light went off. We'll get another look at it from the inline. Impeded a little bit, but clearly that light didn't go off. A lot of a contest from that Colorado College sideline. Can't see the shot clock from this angle, a little bit too slim. Everyone's still on the court here in San Antonio. Referee is at the monitor. Our own Garrett Landon with a headset on, trying to help them out. Referees giving the news to the scorer's table. I'm awaiting an announcement over the loudspeakers to see what the ultimate decision was. And the basket will count. So good heads-up play from Brewer right there. His teammate doing a nice job of saving that one with just enough time on the shot clock, and then time running out, expiring here in the first half. Cuts into that Colorado College lead just a tad. It's 37-33. It's about 15 minutes on the board here in San Antonio. We'll be back with a second half of action after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to CalGuard Gymnasium here in San Antonio, Texas. Had a good one so far to kick off the Leslie Robinson Thanksgiving Classic. Just a minute left until we get things going in the second half. Those stats still up on your screen. Colorado College getting better and better as the first half went along. Hardin-Simmons, though, under 40% from the field. Three-point shooting has been good, but it's largely been a story of where are the points going to come from outside of Bartosik. He had a great first half, 15 points, over half or almost half of his team's scoring total, 6 of 12 from the field. He missed both of his three-point attempts. We talked about it, shot nearly 50% from three on a substantial number of attempts last year, 3 of 4 from the line. Outside of that, Hardin-Simmons has largely struggled, though. No one else on the roster with more than 6 points. That's Livingston, who came out early on and knocked down a couple of threes. So as we get things going in the second half, he'll pressure the ball, but I think he's going to be taxed with a little bit more offensively as we continue here. Colorado College trying to get things going. Boykin with a nice crossover, gets himself into a nice position, but leaves that one off the side of the backboard, I think. Shot clock will not reset. 14 left on it here as Rueg kicks it to Boykin, driving against the much larger Brewer, gets that one up off the glass impressively. Price with the follow, leaves that one long. A foul is going to be called. I imagine it's going to be a loose ball foul on Colorado College. That looks like it is the case. So a number of opportunities for the Tigers to open the second half, but good stand ultimately. None of those attempts coming to fruition, and Hardin-Simmons will still be led by Livingston. Bring the ball up the court, kicks it to McGee. He'll deny the screen twice, gets baseline, jump stop in the paint, kick to Bartosik, kick to the corner. Livingston had the opportunity but run off the line and leaves that one a little bit short. Brewer tipped it, but straight to Colorado College as they look to get going in transition. Rueg has that one stripped away. McGee was the one who took it, and he gets out in transition for an easy 2. That'll start the scoring here in the second half. It's just a 2-point deficit. So Russo brings this one back. He's pressured heavily. There's a screen out there. Nice hedge by number 22, Bryant. Kick to the corner. The struggles from the outside largely continue for Rueg. Now just 1 of 5 from deep as Bartosik's going to take Boykin off the bounce. Takes the contact, absorbs it, and finishes at the rim. A nice, strong move from the senior to tie this one up at 37 all. Haven't seen him attack the basket from the three-point line off the dribble a ton as he goes to the ground. A nice move by Boykin, but a great recovery by Bryant. Has the Cowboys out and running. Bartosik steps into a 3. He'll launch from deep. That one's off the iron. Crawford gathers, and both of these teams are running, coming out of halftime, re-energized. Russo moving, I think trying to take a screen from Price, who was trying to put himself in position to catch on the block. He'll dribble to the middle of the paint. Fakes. Up and under, a nice move by Price for 2. A great move by Price right there. Got Bryant up off his feet. Came back underneath and just finger rolled it up over the top of the rim. Brewer dribbling at Livingston. Tries to get that one to the guard. That one deflected. Brewer steps into a 3, and it's true. Cash from the outside. Brewer showing his range. Just like that, Hardin-Simmons back in front, 40-39. As Boykin will bring this one down. Brewer takes that away. A little bit of contact, but not enough to draw a foul. He bats it up to his teammate, and Bartosik does the rest, streaking to the rim. Hardin-Simmons coming out here in the second half as if they came shot out of a cannon. They got a 3-point lead. They're pressuring the ball. A ton of energy from that Hardin-Simmons sideline at the moment. Got some guys up on their feet. Another deflection. Bartosik coming back in transition, trying to shield off Boykin. Finds himself in a trap, kicks to the outside. McGee with a fake,
He'll kick to Livingston with another fake. He'll take the short corner jump shot, and it's good. He drains it and turns to his bench. A 5-point lead now for Hardin-Simmons. They've come out hot in this third quarter. They've made 4 of their last 5 field goals, 3 of their last 3. They're on a 7-0 run in the last 55 seconds here in San Antonio, and it prompts a quick timeout in the second half by Colorado College. It's been real active defense all afternoon from the Cowboys. But really, it's been the deflections and the active hands in the passing lanes that have gotten them out in transition. They've been able to run here to start the second half, the first 3.5 minutes. That's probably been the highlight of it for them. Colorado College trying to cut down on those live ball turnovers is going to be important for forever. It felt like both of these teams sat at 9 turnovers in the first half. Colorado College with a couple of quick ones here. Well, they're up to 13 on the afternoon. You get a good look inside that Hardin-Simmons huddle. A lot of energy coming from that area right now. As Livingston is out on the court still in the backcourt, looking to provide some pressure on the ball handlers of Colorado College. It's Gavin Carter, joined by number 4, that's Edgar Romero, who had hit a couple of deep shots for the Tigers in the first half, but he picks up his dribble near half court. It's no problems. Carter gets this one. A little bit too much pressure from Livingston, trying to move his feet and stay in front, but just too much contact from his torso right there. It's actually a couple of freshmen going at it on the perimeter between Carter and Livingston. As Price catches deep again. Livingston trying to help and dig down, but there's just too much pressure coming from behind him. It's going to be a foul on Bryant for coming through the back. The call here in San Antonio actually over the loudspeakers, that one was on Brewer. It's number 2 for Hardin-Simmons. You can see him pointing to the court, trying to get some things mopped up after some bodies hit the ground. I thought it was Bryant who was playing defense on Price right there, but must have been some help from Brewer that actually resulted in the contact. Nice drive baseline. That's Dittman who's back into the game. He kicked it to the outside to Rueg, and nothing is falling for Rueg right now. Gets into the paint, hangs there for a second, leaves that one off the rim. Livingston blowing by the defender. That one also off. A nice follow by Bryant. Brewer there for a third try, and that one he sinks, flips it up over his shoulder. Hardin-Simmons with a 7-point advantage now. Make it a 9-0 run, I believe, here in San Antonio. Take a look at the box score here. It's a 13-2 advantage for Hardin-Simmons to start this second half. As we'll get another timeout. What we just talked about as we were coming back from the break was, where is the help going to come from for Will Bartosik? He obviously had 15 in the first half. He has a couple of baskets to keep up his strong performance on the afternoon. But Livingston and Brewer now each have 8 points, so they've provided the aid that this Hardin-Simmons side has so desperately needed. This is exactly how the first half started. Hardin-Simmons able to jump out to a quick early lead, and things kind of fell back to earth as the offense was a little bit stagnant, looked for Bartosik maybe a little bit too frequently, and Colorado College continued to spread things pretty equally amongst themselves. Price has been a huge contributor off the bench. He leads the Tigers with 11. Romero has 9 himself. And you have Nofziger with 6. You have Rueg with 5. Boykin just 1 of 5 on the afternoon. He has just 2 points. 3 personal fouls there, 3 for Filio that kept him off the court for the bulk of the first half. That's where he's going to remain at the moment, as will Boykin. So they haven't had a ton of success scoring the basketball this year, this Colorado College side. Boykin and Rueg each averaging 14.3 points per game. McFarland and Nofziger each around 8, but then it's drop-off after that. This is a team that's not scoring the basketball in bunches as Romero loses that one in the backcourt. Referees are saying it was tipped. There's a lot of argument from the Hardin-Simmons fans in attendance here in San Antonio. They thought Romero lost that one himself, but to no avail. Colorado College will retain possession. 20 seconds remain on the shot clock. Still just trying to find their second basket of the second half. This one will come into Carter, who has it out front. Thought Dittman was going to catch the ball. Dittman thought he was going to set a screen. Romero pulls up from deep, and that one's good. Romero calming the nerves of the Tigers here, cutting into the deficit. It's just 4. But Bartosik with a nice catch back door. He went up strong with 2 hands. Dittman thought he had that one clean. We're going to have to see another shot of this. Bartosik looked like he was rising up to try and flush that with 2 hands. A full head of steam on what was a nice backdoor cut. Dittman certainly was out of position. Certainly looked from that angle like he had to come through Bartosik's hand. So the senior will step to the free throw line. He knocks down that first one. He's good for 20 points. Still almost 15 minutes left in this one. He has another chance at the strike rate here. That one also good. So it extends their lead just a bit. As Hardin-Simmons will make some changes. Brewer coming off the floor right now. Colin Roberts coming back on. He'll check Dittman full court. A lot of pressure here, trying to trap Carter, and it results in a turnover. He saw the trap coming and tried to get rid of it really quickly. I believe it was Roeg's man who left him open in the corner. Certainly trying to get your leading scorer going with some open opportunities from the outside, but don't want to hurt yourself with more turnovers as Bartosik tries to take that one with the defender on his hip. The follow after the original shot was no good. Came from Roberts, who just checked into the game. And Colorado College is going to get pegged with a foul on that one. He'll head to the free throw line for 2 shots here. Not sure who it was. I think Dittman was in the area for the Tigers. Instead, it'll be Nofziger who gets tagged with that foul. Roberts steps up, rattles the first one home. Second attempt is up on the way, and it's strong off the back iron. Roeg chasing that one down. He gets fouled by Williams, who was also in pursuit of the loose ball. Colorado College will have the ball here. Full court pressure still being applied by Livingston, who's been out there the majority of the day, and he's delivered that full court pressure almost the entire time. He's been great defensively. He's handled all of the ball handling duties, bringing the ball up the court for the Cowboys. As another mid-range attempt for Colorado College is off the rim. That time it was Romero rising up. Livingston trigger happy in transition. He leaves that one short as Colorado College tries to respond quickly. Nice little fake there, swing to the corner. And that one thrown away by Romero. Just couldn't get enough mustard on that pass, get it all the way to the outside. McGee rises up in transition. Romero has the advantage, trying to find his teammate, but looks like there's a foul that's going to be called here. Couldn't tell if that ball got deflected. It certainly didn't get to the baseline quickly enough. Could have been a quick kicked ball violation. Carter will bring this one in nevertheless. That one to McFarland up top. Trying to get him on the backdoor cut. He catches it, comes down wisely on the other side of the rim. Didn't have a clean opportunity originally. But a nice play from the baseline out of bounds for Colorado College. They execute it to perfection. Nice screen, had McFarland wide open on the block for that lob play. Bartosik kicks it across to Williams. He makes his way over there slowly. He has the one-on-one isolation with McFarland, but good help. Nofziger to Livingston to McGee from the corner. It's good. Great ball movement on the perimeter right there. Colorado College recognizing Bartosik trying to get set up in isolation, but the senior, just too much experience, recognizes the double team that came to collapse on him, knew one of his teammates would be over. A good kick across the court from Livingston. Tigers were trying to scramble to get there. He saw it, made the nice kick to his teammate in the corner, and McGee did his job knocking that one down. So you see probably the biggest impact, the biggest separation between these teams so far. Colorado College, 5 more turnovers on the afternoon. Take a look at the split box score, specifically the points off turnovers category. Hardin-Simmons leading that 17-10 in what is just an 8-point game. Something else we talked about kind of near the end of the first half, the fact that Colorado College only 50% from the free throw line on 16 attempts. They've missed 8 shots there. So you leave 8 points on the board. You're being outscored off turnovers by 7. It's McFarland going to the basket hard, had a step on Williams trying to recover. It looked at first glance like Williams rose up and got a piece of that ball, but I think the referees are going to say that there was enough contact on the body down low, just impeding McFarland's ability to take off and get to the rim. He makes his first. Brewer back on the court for Williams, who just committed the foul. So again, a rotation here for Hardin-Simmons that has just a ton of size. Colin Roberts in there, 6'8" freshman. Talked about a couple of 6'6" forwards. Brewer standing in at 6'10", who's catching the ball now. Some pressure in transition from Colorado College, but no issue for the Cowboys. Brewer catching at the three-point line. Looking for a teammate. He finds Livingston wide open. They left him alone, and he rims that one out. He can certainly make those. We've seen it already as McFarland streaking down, catches that one with a defender right in his face, but they're going to say he traveled as he did so. So it was Colin Roberts who was running back, trying to play defense. He didn't know the ball was coming, but he put himself in good enough position that McFarland had to think twice as he was catching it, and in the process, turned the ball over. Carter applying pressure in the backcourt. But they're going to go long, the Cowboys will. Livingston catching that one and ultimately corralling it. Finds Brewer at the free throw line. They collapse on him. Back out to Livingston. A long skip pass, barely saved there by Howell. And now it's Bartosik who finally finds range from 3. It's his first make from the outside this afternoon, and it comes at a big time as Hardin-Simmons extends their lead to nearly double digits, 11:30 or so remaining in this one. Great ball pressure on the outside from Livingston still, as Carter's going one-on-one off the dribble, trying to take Bartosik. He gathers it on the ground but throws it right to Bartosik, who in transition throws his body in the defender. I think that's the argument from the Tigers right now. Nofziger illustrating to the referee that Bartosik's putting his shoulder down into the body of the defense. But with that, it looks like there's going to be a timeout on the court. my vantage point. It looks like Boykin's running to the scorer's table, getting ready to check back in here. Called Boykin's name a number of times this afternoon. Just a second year for Colorado College, but he played quite a few games last year. Started 16 of 26 across his career. He's averaged about 25 minutes a game. He had some pretty impressive numbers last year. Comes in today having only played 4 games on the year, but his career average points-wise, nearly 16. But again, it's been on some streaky shooting. Field goal percentage and three-point percentage across his career, under 40% and under 20% respectively. So I think if you're Colorado College, you're watching this preseason campaign, taking advantage of the learning curve that you're willing to accept against this non-conference opponent and hoping that you're going to see some growth as you approach conference play that's going to start in December. It's been a rough go of it for Boykin to start this year off. But again, has an excellent opportunity against a very quality opponent in this Hardin-Simmons side, a team that were the runners-up in the ASC last year conference, where Mary Hardin-Baylor has been very dominant. Another team in the state of Texas that has been just great year in and year out, and have been featured more often than not in that D3 Hoops Top 25 poll. This is a Hardin-Simmons team, though, that holds their own with them. And Colorado College is doing their best. Down 10 right now, trying to mount and come back, but so far they've been battle-tested. They've been ready for it. Carter somehow gets that one to go from the up and under. An acrobatic finish. Catches this one. Launches with 2 hands. Kind of just tossed it up there with enough English off the glass. A great look. He'll grab this rebound as he hopes to get this team going. Cut into that lead just a little bit as we approach 10 minutes remaining here. Boykin checked on the outside unsuccessfully, albeit by Howell, who commits the foul right there, the sophomore out of Dallas, Texas. Went to Richardson High School. That's going to send Boykin to the free throw line. Just now noticing that B again up on the scoreboard very, very early here in the second half. Almost 11 minutes to go. Boykin will shoot a 1-and-1 here, and this is one way that Colorado College can certainly sneak back into this game, trailing by 8 currently. First into the 1-on-1 is strong. Price tries to get it, but Brewer sure-handed with the rebound. The free throw shooting has not been good for Colorado College. It continues there. It's going to need to be better, especially when you have the advantage of playing the rest of the way in the bonus. Good cut from Bartosik. Gathers that one, even with a little bit of contact from the defense. It was Hindler trying to deny him right there. Hindler with the ball outside. Checked by Bartosik. Price coming up to the top of the key. He'll catch there as Hindler runs through to the opposite corner, but Bartosik, aware of that, gets there defensively. Price under the basket, though, a nice find. Nothsiger with a good pass from the short corner. And Price continuing to be the steady hand for Colorado College so far this afternoon. He increases his total to 13 with that last basket, and he's done it on an efficient 6 of 9 shooting. Back down this other way, though. There's going to be another foul against Colorado College. That's going to go on Boykin. That's his 4th of the afternoon. One more, and he'll be done here in this game against Hardin-Simmons. He's going to have to watch himself, but for now, Colorado College leaving him out there on the court, although Romero is coming back. That one drained again from Bartosik. Hit his first three-point attempt of the afternoon in this second half. Starting to heat up and feel it from the outside. Boykin closed out on him. but to no avail. Bartosik hitting it right in the defender's face, even gave Boykin a high five after the fact. That one too strong, but Bartosik, even stronger, takes away that rebound from Colorado College, lays it off the glass. He's got 32. Brewer coming out to hedge. Kick to the outside, strong take all the way to the basket. Referee put the hand up, had the fist in the air to signal a foul for a long while. From across the court, they stared each other down. I don't know if either of them wanted to call a charge. They were waiting on the decision of the other, but it's a blocking foul. Nofziger, will head back to the free throw line. Think it's the right call. The defensive rotation was a little bit late right there. Certainly wasn't set before he had taken off. And somehow he managed to get that one to go. So Nofziger will head back to the free throw line. He's 4 of 5 from the charity strike this afternoon. He'll have the opportunity to cut this lead back to just 10 points. Hardin-Simmons is going to head to their bench. I'm not entirely sure what this discussion will be about. Roberts was tagged with that last foul, but he still has just 3 on the afternoon. So there's no discussion about making a change unless someone else had to come off because of injury. So a little bit of a confusing stoppage of play here in San Antonio, but the music comes back on as everyone lines up at the free throw line. Again, a good contest here this afternoon between Hardin-Simmons and Colorado College, and it's just the first of a double header. This Leslie Robinson Thanksgiving Classic going to feature another matchup between 2 Region 10 teams. Nofziger knocks down that free throw, cuts it to 10. Stick around here in San Antonio for a 3 o'clock game here on Tiger Network between Concordia University and the host Trinity Tigers. Another SCAC-ASC matchup as that one is turned over. Romero hard to the basket, and he finishes high off the glass as Colorado College moves into the press. Get a good result immediately. Is that one a dangerous cross-court skip to McGee, but he comes away with it. He settles in with 20 seconds on the shot clock. This one going into the backcourt, but it was deflected. So the shot clock will approach 10 seconds. Hardin-Simmons will have to go rather quickly. McGee pressured outside, crosses over, rises up from the free throw line, and it's good. Right in the face of Rueg, who had played stout defense on that one, fully extended, but it didn't matter. McGee in a good rhythm rose up over the top and drained that one from about 18, but back down the other way. Another strong take. Hindler has come on here in the second half, and now he's making his presence felt. A ton of opportunities for three-point plays so far this afternoon. This will be another. Can be another timeout here in San Antonio as the official comes to the table. It was a hard foul, a tough tumble from Hindler. They're not going to look at anything extra. I think it's just a media timeout for the time being. Exactly 8 minutes here in San Antonio. 8-point game. We'll see that replay. Just riding him from behind was number 13, Asher Fleming. I think he got called from the foul. Of course, Brewer was in the area, but he was upright. I think the most important thing to circle at this point in the game, again, that free throw percentage for Colorado College, not where you want it to be in a game that's still single digits. 20 attempts on the afternoon. They've missed 9 of them. Clearly, in a perfect world, 100% from the free throw line would have you in the lead. But even if you shot 75 to this point in the game, you'd be down just 4 with an extra one pending. So still early in the year. Conditioning maybe not exactly where it's going to be down the stretch. but important to shoot and make free throws with tired legs, and I think Colorado College is going to have that opportunity down the stretch here. As both teams will break their huddles. Hindler will take his first free throw attempt of the afternoon. Both sides. Hardin-Simmons has Brewer, McGee, Livingston, Howell, Bartosik out there on the court. Colorado College makes the free throw. It'll be Romero, Rueg, Hindler, Price, and Dittman. And Colorado College backs out of that press. They'll provide some full court pressure nonetheless as Rueg picks up McGee. Nice hedge from Price on the outside. Brewer catches, feet on the three-point line, so he won't square for an attempt. Bartosik gives that to McGee. A nice crossover again. He knocked down his last shot. That one on the ground. Diving bodies. And Roeg's going to get called for a foul diving on top of McGee right there. So it was a loose ball. McGee had a little bit of a step here. But I think both of those players were just trying to play the ball. Clearly some incidental contact. Unfortunate outcome for the Tigers, who are playing good defense on that possession. But now the shot clock resets. Bartosik catches, and another foul. A lot of active hands digging down as he catches, trying to avoid those one-on-one isolation situations in the short corner. And with that, Hardin-Simmons is also going to be sent into the bonus with 7.5 left here in the second half. So Bartosik, who's been near automatic at the line this afternoon, 6 for 8 so far, will shoot a 1-and-1. And he makes the first. So both of these teams, but really particularly Colorado College, going to have to play smart defensively in these last few minutes. They've sent a lot of double teams to Bartosik, trying to slow him down, but really to no avail. With that second free throw, he extends his day, his outing, to 34 points on an efficient 19 shots. He's knocked down 12 of those, but he struggled on double teams. As Price gets that one off that long miss from Romero. He was long on his own attempt, but Hindler, still making the most of his minutes, comes flying in and tips that one home. I'm not sure Colorado College is going to have the luxury of sending doubles to Bartosik at this point in the game, considering the ticky-tack fouls maybe that have been called in the last couple of minutes. He'll rise up over the defense. That one rattles out. But a foul is going to get called on Price because of the box out against Brewer right there. So again, Hardin-Simmons in the 1-and-1. Brewer will go to the free throw line. We'll have to see a replay right here if he was held or anything of that nature, because otherwise, from first glance, things looked pretty clean. Bartosik battling with Dittman one-on-one. Romero with a nice help, get an extra hand in his face. A little bit of a push from Price. And that's who the foul was called on. Could have said maybe Hindler came in there and got him on the back. He missed the first of that 1-and-1, but Hardin-Simmons, remaining strong on the offensive glass, finds him again. He makes sure to make the most of that one underneath the basket. Strong take from Brewer right there, rising up, fully extended with that 6'10" frame. No one was getting there to block it. He did get the benefit of the foul call. He won't sink the extra shot. This one will stay at 69-60. And it really seems like Colorado College is going to have to make a push right here in the next couple of minutes. If you're Hardin-Simmons, it's not what you want to see. Brewer tagged with the foul as he was trying to hedge the screen on the outside, grabbed Dittman. And, of course, Colorado College in the bonus. Dittman will shoot some free throws now. Now, with 6.5 left, Dittman will not have to worry about the 1-and-1. He'll have both shots in the double bonus. Not everyone on the court got the memo about that. Dittman's miss coming off the iron strong McGee grabbing that rebound, but it won't go down in the box score as one. Dittman preparing to shoot a second. Makes an adjustment, gets a very kind bounce as that one rattles in and then bounces off the backboard. Colorado College checking back into this press. McFarland setting up over the ball. Dropping out of a press into full court pressure now. Hindler, some fresher legs coming out there. Backdoor cut from McGee. That one a little long. He had to extend himself a little bit too much and was out of position to go up for the layup. Brewer battling with Crawford. Crawford rejects that one. He's been great defensively down low at maybe a bit of a size advantage even. 6'9" senior out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado, giving up a little bit of size to Brewer, but his timing from a shot blocking perspective has been excellent this afternoon. That's his second of the game, but he's provided a ton of pressure as this one deflected as they tried to get the inbounds to Bartosik in that short corner. But it'll be off of a Colorado College Tiger. And Cowboys going to retain possession. We'll go over the top. And again, they get that little play trying to get Bartosik open down low. He recognized the shot clock was at just 2 seconds. There was a little bit of block. The shot clock sounded. I'm not sure if possession ever changed. They regained it eventually. Referees didn't call it a turnover. Thankfully for Colorado College, it was a miss as Roeg caught that one and his struggles continue. Kind of in no man's land right there, a little indecisive. He shuffled his feet and very quickly the ball going back to Hardin-Simmons. So it'll be Livingston, joined by Bartosik, but instead he'll go over to Brewer. And Bartosik catches on the perimeter. Nice feed inside to the big man rolling. Slipped that one perfectly. Not Trey Crawford, the other number 22 on the court. Colin Bryant with a nice finish at the rim. There is Crawford, though. He leaves that one short. Roeg in the corner trying to get hot. He's a little strong from the shortest three-point attempt on the court. And Hardin-Simmons firmly in control here in San Antonio. They extended their lead to about this 10-point mark, and it's hovered there for much of the second half. McGee catches on the outside. A little bit of a push off to create the separation with the defender, but a great shot and kisses that one off the glass for two. Roeg handling the ball on the outside. A little bit of confusion for Colorado College on offense right there. Nossiger ultimately choosing to take it himself. He leaves it a little bit short. Now with a 12-point lead, Hardin-Simmons will bring it back the other way. And they've really milked the shot clock their last few possessions, now under 15. No real urgency, but Livingston taking off, finds McGee in the corner. Again rising up. That one no good this time from the mid-range. And Colorado College going to need to find something very quickly. McFarland with an emphatic two-hand slam gets the 2 points, but hopefully for Colorado College, a little bit of momentum as well. Back to just 10 here in San Antonio. Ball pressure still being applied by Hindler, who's played much of this second half. I think he came in when Boykin picked up that fourth foul, and his play has been good enough to keep him out on the court. Bartosik going, a lot of contact there between him and McFarland. Threw that one up off the backboard, but to no avail. Crawford taking it himself. A tough tumble to the ground, but he'll now go to the free throw line to shoot two. Another timeout here in San Antonio. 3:22 left in the second half. 10-point game. But it's going to be important now for Colorado College to really hit these free throws, take advantage of opportunities to score the basketball when the clock isn't moving. It's going to be Crawford at the line. He's only taken 2 attempts there this afternoon. He knocked down 1 of them. Colorado College, 56.5% from the line. They've missed 10 shots. Right now, that's the difference in the game. As Boykin's going to check back in now for this final push as they try and get back into this one to take the lead or at least knot it up so we can have some extra basketball here in San Antonio. But you look at all of the results really for all of the teams that are going to play here this weekend in CalGuard Gymnasium. A lot of competitive basketball. We mentioned what Colorado College has done so far this year. 4 games, they're 2-2, but they haven't played a game outside of single digits so far. On the other side for Hardin-Simmons, their last 2 games out, both single-digit affairs, a 5-point win against Schreiner University at home, then a 2-point loss at St. Thomas in Houston, Texas. They start off their year with a pretty commanding victory over Texas Lutheran, 93-77. But that's the outlier, really. Trinity has played some good contests, including a win over a ranked Claremont Mudd Scripps side last weekend in Georgetown, Texas. And Colorado College themselves has been, not Colorado College, Concordia University in Austin has been very impressive in their own right in the games that they've played. So I think the level of competition going to remain very, very high here in San Antonio for this next matchup that we have coming up at 3 o'clock between Trinity and Concordia. Crawford good on his first attempt from the free throw line. That one well short. He airballed it. He's had a ton of air under these attempts. Right now he'll check out. I think Colorado College trying to get a little bit more speed on the court in Boykin, who replaces Crawford. Need to take the basketball away here in the final minutes of this one, trying to cut into that 9-point deficit, just trying to create some extra opportunities. But largely, Hardin-Simmons has settled in very nicely. They have turned the ball over very little in this second half. They've gone to Bartosik, who showed his seniority. Livingston, the freshman in his own right, has been great, but as soon as I say it, the announcer's jinx sets in. Bartosik turns it over, and back the other way, again, is Hindler. Streaking in transition, tried to extend his stride, get the defender to blow by, put that one up off the rim, and unfortunately for him, it just rimmed out, so he'll have 2 attempts at the line. He's 1 of 1 from the charity strike this afternoon. First one is good. Colorado College, again, getting back to the free throw line, scoring some points with the clock stopped. Just a tick under 3 minutes here in San Antonio. And now Filio going to check in, I believe, for maybe the first time in this second half. Could hardly be out on the court in the first. Committed a couple of early fouls, came back in at the very end of the first half and committed a third one very quickly. There's a lane violation there, but it's on the shooter, Hindler, as he knew it was long out of his hand, tried to get a little bit of an early start to grab it. Of course, you have to wait till that ball hits the rim. He left before that. Good pressure, more of a true press here from Colorado College, but no issue for Livingston and Bartosik. They break it, and now Bartosik, the senior, taking his time on the outside. He finds his man down low again. A lot of contact between McFarland, but it didn't matter for Colin Bryant, who lays that one in. He's been the benefactor of that pick-and-roll game. Just him and Bartosik down the stretch. He's rolled and crashed to the basket a couple of times and had some scores because of it. Another nice take. Hindler making his name known here in San Antonio. Number 24 will stand at the free throw line again. 6'4" freshman out of San Diego, California. See what he's done already this season. 4 games played. Hasn't started any of them, only averaging about 4 minutes per game. So that's going to skyrocket, and I think he's certainly earned himself some more playing time the way he's performed, especially down the stretch here. Going to try and cut into that lead. Went 1-1 at the free throw line across his last 2 attempts. First one is up, and it's good. Checks his feet, make sure he's not across that line. Wants to avoid the lane violation a second time. Filio having a conversation with the bench. I think he's certainly in there for some added size. That one rims off. They're trying to get into this press. Romero beat by Livingston, who throws a nice in and out up top to the big man, but McFarland sends that one back. It was Brewer who found himself wide open, but a great recovery from McFarland, who sees that one in and out of his hands, dribble off his foot, and back into the hands of the Cowboys. Bartosik catching that one in transition, trying to get his teammate to come and take it from him. Livingston does so. Takes the screen from Brewer. Will pull it back. Finds the big man. A nice cut from McGee. He'll go up strong, but great defense. Filio staying upright that time. But the rest of the Tigers not crashing the glass hard enough. Roberts coming over for the nice second chance bucket. A nice take right there along the baseline. It's Romero. It's going to cut this one to 9, but maybe a little too late in San Antonio. Nine-point deficit, 1:23 left in the second half. Colorado College certainly seeming like they'll have to come out in a full-court press here. We've seen full-court pressure, but only a couple of possessions where they've actually been in a structured press, and Hardin-Simmons so far hasn't had much of an issue with it. So this time out, a little bit of a look ahead to tomorrow's affairs. Conclude this Leslie Robinson Thanksgiving Classic with another doubleheader. Concordia College will take on Colorado College in the early game tomorrow. Will be another 1 o'clock tip. And then Hardin-Simmons will be back underway with host Trinity at 3 o'clock. I think that's the one you really want to circle. Hardin-Simmons again gets this one in. No issue getting this down the court. Livingston will attack briefly, but wisely pulls this one back out so McGee can run some time off the clock. Still 15 seconds off the shot clock. He'll go now and get to the rim easily. Just blew by his defender right there. The defense, the help was a little bit late to step up, and he kissed it off the glass easily. Colorado College not done yet, playing really hard as Boykin rises up over the top, sees that one wide to the left off the rim. Hardin-Simmons very comfortable here down the stretch in San Antonio. Livingston will dribble this one out, pressured. Finds his big man who swings it across to the veteran who has been the most impactful player on the court this afternoon. Bartosik dribbling that one out. He'll get the benefit of a defensive check right there, and he'll go back to the free throw line with a chance to add to his total on the afternoon. Already 34 points, but he's been everywhere, really. Defensively, he's been great. He's grabbed 7 boards, 2 of 6 from deep. Took him a little while to get going from range, but knocked down some big ones to grow this lead in the second half. 8 of 10, now 9 of 11 from the free throw line with another pending. That one also good. Bartosik doing it in every way imaginable this afternoon. He'll likely finish with 36 as Boykin blows to the rim, but now with just 20 seconds left, I would have imagined they'd play this one out, but a quick foul from Colorado College, even though it's an 11-point game, less than 20 seconds to play. It'll send Brewer to the free throw line. And in the second half, it's not exclusively been Bartosik, who, of course, has added another 21 in this half. It's been a lot of help that he's gotten from his teammates. Brewer now with 11, McGee with 14, Livingston has 8. Talked about Bryant in the role in the last couple of minutes, has had 6 points on the afternoon. Brewer hits that one. Extends the lead to 83-70. Boykin coming down quickly. 11-point game. We'll see if they foul again. This time they'll elect not to. This one clearly out of hand. Hardin-Simmons will catch it in the front court, avoid the 10-second violation, and let the clock run out on what is their third victory in this young 23-24 campaign. But it was a great start to the Leslie Robinson Classic here in San Antonio. Final stats from this one. Colorado College shooting an admirable 48% from the field, just struggled a bit from the outside, less than 30% against a Hardin-Simmons team that shot respectable both from the court and also from deep, hitting nearly 37% of their three-point tries. There's a big disparity at the free throw line. Not a great showing from Colorado College there. Hardin-Simmons taking advantage of those charity strike opportunities to kind of just pull ahead and gather that comfortable lead. As we already mentioned, it was largely the Will Bartosik show here in San Antonio. Finished with 36 points, 7 rebounds. Played 37 minutes in this one. That's what his average is on the year. I don't think he came out once in that second half. Hardin-Simmons likely going to lean on him very heavily all season long, and likely going to lean very heavily on him tomorrow in that game that we just shouted out. Hardin-Simmons, again, back in action here in San Antonio at 3 o'clock tomorrow against these host Trinity Tigers. Colorado College dropping to 2-3 in the early part of the season. They had some good performances this afternoon. Specifically, you have to look at Price, who came in, give them some energy off the bench. Romero knocked down 3 of 4 from deep. Maybe a coming out party for Ty Hindler, who played a lot down the stretch, had 7 points, attacked the basket nicely. They'll take on this team warming up on the court right now. Concordia University about to tip off against the Trinity Tigers. Go ahead and thank you for joining us here in San Antonio for the first game of this doubleheader. I hope you stick around. But again, I've been Luke Terry. Thanks to everyone here in San Antonio, part of Tiger Network, that's made this possible over this Thanksgiving break. Big shout out specifically to Josh Machigemba. Take a quick break here in San Antonio. Don't go anywhere. I hope you join us for this matchup between the Trinity Tigers and the Concordia University Tornadoes.